Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, stick around. We're going to be doing bookish things, we're going to be doing everything, lifestyle, you name it. Today I'm doing 24 books that I want to read in 2024. I'm really excited, there's some really good picks, and this isn't including any books that are coming out this year purely because I've done a separate video on that. So these are all the ones that I've pulled off from my bookshelf that I really want to read this year. Some of them I have literally had on my bookshelf for years, and some of them I literally got last week. I will be linking my social medias down below and up here if you want to follow me on Instagram or Goodreads. We should just jump right in. I have my beverage of choice here, which is a very hot mug of tea this time. It's really hot. I generally don't know where to start with this because there is a lot. One of the first books I want to read in 2024 is The Shadow Between Us. I've had this on my bookshelf for ages and I've had it on my physical TBR probably since it came out in 2020. This is a enemies to lovers. This looks gorgeous. I love the cover. I'm really sorry, it's a little bit shiny, so we got a bit of light reflecting in it. This is by the author who wrote Daughter to the Pirate King, and that is meant to be a very good series as well. This is a fantasy book. So our female main character in this book has a plan to gain power. This is to try and get in with the Shadow King, marry him, and then kill him and take the kingdom for herself. I think this just sounds really good. It's definitely that sort of like enemies to lovers that you're wanting, but the problem is with this is Alessandra, who is the female main character, isn't the only person who wants to kill the king, so she has to try and keep him alive long enough for him to make her his queen. I'm so excited about this. It sounds so good and I think it'll just be a fun time. The next book is Madison's Beer memoir, the half of it. I'm really excited about this. My partner got me this for Christmas. It is tiny, so this mentions a lot of Madison Beer's upbringing, obviously from when she was 12 and onwards, and how her life through the spotlight has been affecting her mental health along with other things. I'm excited to read this. I'm seeing her this year as well, which I'm very excited for. So the next book is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. How gorgeous is this edition? This is the Afterlight exclusive. I'm obsessed. How stunning is that? I know nothing about chess. The only thing that I know about chess is The Queen's Gambit, and I ate that series up. It's about these two characters and she's just lost her, I think she's just lost her dad, and she was really into chess with her dad and she hasn't played chess for ages, and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna go to this like silly little chess club convention thing, and this guy's here and he's like an international, like a world famous chess player, and she ends up beating him at a chess match and he's like mesmerized at this point. He's like, how have you done that? I love you. That's all I know about this. I'm really excited about this. I definitely think it's one I'm going to pick up soon because I just want to complete all of her books. The next one I don't actually know too much about. I purely picked it up because of how gorgeous the cover is, and it is The Witch and the Vampire. This looks really great. Like I love the cover so much. This is a queer retelling of Rapunzel where a witch and a vampire trust no one but themselves. I think this sounds amazing. It is young adult, it's queer, it's got lesbians, it's got vampires, it's got witches. Like I'm obsessed. Like I'm obsessed. The next book I have is Everything I Know About Love. I've been wanting to read this for absolutely ages. I know nothing about what, I know some things about it. I think this book is going to make me cry. I think this book is really going to impact me. I think this is one that I'm probably going to annotate as well. The next book I have, Prudence by Penelope Douglas. I literally don't know anything about this other than that it is an age gap romance and that it is a darker romance. But I'm super excited to read this. I haven't read any of her stuff before. I really want to start getting into her works because I feel like I'm either going to love it or hate it. No in between. Then have Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. Tana's life has been planned out ever since she was born. Her fate has never been a question, and she is to marry the governess's son, who is called Landon, and she then has to secure the alliance between the witches of her homeland and the mainlanders who see her existence as a threat. This is young adult witchy vibes, it's got romance, it's got magic, it's paranormal, and it is a standalone, which I really like because I find with a lot of fantasies they're always series. And as well, Stephanie Garber has done a review on the front cover of this. So the next book is Like a Charm. This is a paranormal romance. It is tiny. It's 214 pages. This looks so good. So Esme is a lawyer in London, but her life isn't as perfect as it might seem. She is estranged from her family in a toxic relationship with a married man, and she is a part-time witch. As a teenager, Esme discovered that her meddling mother had cast a love spell on Esme's boyfriend, Jamie. Mortified, she fled her home in Scottish Highlands, cutting ties with her mum, Jamie, and magic. Well, nearly all magic. Sometimes getting served at a bar or finding space in a busy car park without magic is too much of a drag. When Esme's aunt becomes ill, she reluctantly returns home to help out. When she doesn't expect is for her aunt's doctor to be Jamie. As Esme tries to repair her family's relationship and master her unpredictable magic, could it be the sparks that are flying between Jamie and her for real this time? I think this sounds super cute. We all know everyone loves a hockey romance, and more importantly, Consider Me by Becca Mack. So this is part of a trilogy currently, and this is a hockey romance, and it's part of the Playing for Keeps series. Carter Beckett is the NHL's best player, both on and off the ice. His career is at peak, his team is performing better than ever, and there's no shortage of women to spend the night with. What more could he want? Olivia Parker isn't new to the professional hockey players, thanks to her best friend's boyfriend. She has no interest in dating one herself, no matter how hot he is. And anyway, she loves working as a teacher and hanging out with her best friend, drama-free. Why would she want to spend her time stroking the ego of an arrogant athlete? But once Carter meets Olivia, he can't think of anyone else. Too bad for him. Olivia is hellbent on keeping him at arm's length with no intention of giving into his charms. Perhaps it's time for Carter to give up his game. After all, nobody ever said he'd play fair. That sounds amazing, and I feel like this is gonna be great. The next book I want to read was because it was nominated for the Goodreads Best Romantasy, and I've seen this everywhere. So I've now got the whole trilogy. So this is A Court, This Cruel and Lovely. This looks amazing. It's part of a trilogy, like I just said. For years when I fell asleep, I dreamed of a man with blazing green eyes and a cruel smile. The day I met him, the ruthless mercenary leaves me for dead. Just hours after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious, merciless Fae. The humans who manage to keep their power are known as the corrupt, and they are burned. When my forbidden power is discovered, I am forced to flee my tiny village and the life I adore. To survive, I make a desperate bargain with the mercenary who abandoned me at my weakest. Our deal is simple. I'll help him and his mysterious friend sneak into the city, and he'll help me learn to wield the strange dark power I've always kept hidden. I feel like this is going to be the perfect fantasy and romance combo. The next book is Guild by Raven Kennedy. I'm so excited about these. I have heard that if you're in a Fourth Wing or ACOTAR Hangover or even Crescent City, to read this series. This is the story of King Midas, or that is what we were always told, the Golden King, with his palace of riches, and me, the girl he turned into gold. Upon the snowy mountains in the 6th kingdom of Oriya, I am locked away in the High Bell Castle, away from the dangers of the world below. No one could get in, apart from him. King Midas rescued me from the streets, he gave me food, sheltered, and his heart. I promised to love him forever. But when war comes to the kingdom, a deal is struck, and I am at the heart of the bargain. Everything I know starts to change. My love for Midas challenged, my trust broken. I'm always told this tale, but perhaps this is no longer the case, and it's mine. Yeah, I have heard so many good things about that series. I heard it does get spicy, but it's around the later part of the series. So this next book was also nominated for the Best Romantasy of 2023. So this is The Hurricane Wars. I am obsessed with this edition. Let me just she's pretty. So this is a YA fantasy romance. So this is about all Taliesin has ever known is the Hurricane Wars. Growing up an orphan is a nation under siege by the ruthless Night Emperor. Taliesin has found her family among the soldiers who fight for freedom, but she is hiding a deadly secret. Light magic courses through her veins, and a blazing power believed to have wiped out years ago that can cut through the Night Emperor's shadows. Prince Alaric, the Emperor's only son and heir, has been forged into a weapon by his father, tasked with obliterating any threats to the Night Emperor's rule with the strength of his army and mighty shadow magic. Alaric has never been bested. That is until he sees Taliesin burning brightly on the battlefield with the magic that killed his grandfather, turned his father into a monster, and ignited the Hurricane Wars. In a clash of light and dark, their powers merge and create a force, the likes of which has never been seen. we have light and dark magic vibes. So the next book I need to read, I pretty much mentioned in every video now because of how much I need to read it, and I'm appalled that I haven't, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is a kind of fake romance, fake dating trope. We have this couple who go on like these regular holidays with their friends, and all their friends think that they're still together, when in actual fact they're wanting to split, and they have split, but they're just keeping happy for the sake of the rest of the friendship group. So for I think it's about a week they have to pretend they're dating, and it's a second chance romance obviously. I've heard the main thing that aggravates people with this is just if they just sat down originally and talked things through, it would have been solved. So yeah, I still need to read this. I'm very excited to. So the next book I want to read is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a book obviously about Carrie Soto. She is an international tennis player, and she gets to the point where she's done so great in her career. She's retiring, she's the best she can ever be basically. She's retired, she's good, she's done. And then 6 years after her retirement, someone else is starting to like almost beat her, so she then returns to tennis. That's all I know. It sounds great. I still don't know why I haven't read this yet. I still need to read a lot of her books. I love her writing. The next book I want to mention is The Will of the Many. This is a very chunky book. This is a fantasy book that also has like slight mystery elements to it. It's set in an academy. It just sounds really great, and it is about, oh my god. So the main character in this tells everyone he wants to go to this academy, and that good fortune from unfortunately him being an orphan has led him to his acceptance at this like high prestigious school, and that he will join the rest of the society after he's finished. What he hasn't told everyone, but the truth is he's actually been sent to this school because he wants to find answers. He wants to solve this murder that's gone on, and also to find this ancient weapon. To find these secrets, he must tear the Republic apart, and he'll have to rise through the Academy's ranks as well. And it says at the end here that because if I cannot do this, then those who want to control me, who know my real name, will no longer have to use me for me. And if the hierarchy finds out who I truly am, they will kill me. This sounds amazing. The next book is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. This is gorgeous cover. As I say with all of my books, the covers are stunning. Masters of Death is a book about vampires, ghosts, monsters, and obviously death itself. Viola, our main character, is a struggling real estate agent, and she is also a vampire, but her biggest problem at the moment is trying to sell the local haunted house. And the ghost haunting this house has been murdered, and until this ghost can solve his murder, he refuses to move on. I think this just sounds great. I know there's a lot more depth to it as well, but I just think from that alone, I'm very intrigued about what's going to happen. I think Olivia Blake's writing is amazing. She writes from like so many different types of things, and I'm intrigued to see where this goes. My next book is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. This looks really fun. I love the map that we have, especially for a romance book, which is really unusual, I think. This just looks really fun. I actually don't know what this is about. I've just seen it everywhere, and I'm really excited about this. So I'm just going to read the back out to you. It is in 2 POVs. Julian. If I ever caught on fire, Delilah would fan the flames with a smile. So when she returns to Lake Wisteria, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer, at least until my meddling mother exploits my saviour complex. The faster I help Delilah find her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But while I was busy getting rid of Delilah, I overlooked one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay, Delilah? People say the devil has many faces, but I only know one. Julian Lopez, my childhood rival and family frenemy. I vow to steer clear of him, and while recovering from my broken engagement, but then the billionaire makes an irresistible offer. Renovate a historic house together and triple our profits. Our temporary truce becomes a compromise as we face years worth of denied attraction and mixed emotions. Giving into our desire is inevitable, but falling in love, this isn't part of the plan. That just sounds so good. The next book I have is Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. I'm really excited about this. Obviously, I'm excited about all these books. I keep saying it, I know. So, I've been told that this is basically like a Heartstopper vibe book. This is a queer, medieval, rom-com, YA debut about love, friendship, and being brave enough to change the course of history. It's been hundreds of years since King Arthur's reign. His descendant Arthur, a future lord and General Gadabout, has been betrothed to Gwendolen, the quick-witted, short-tempered Princess of England, since birth. The only thing they can get to agree on is that they despise each other. And within 24 hours, Gwen has discovered Arthur kissing a boy, and Arthur has gone digging for Gwen's childhood diary and found confessions about her crush on the kingdom's only lady knight, Bridget Leclerc. I think this sounds really cute. I'm really excited. This is the first book in the Devil's Night series. I really want to read this. I'm really excited about this. It's been on my TBR for 3 years now. So this is obviously a dark romance. It's Penelope Douglas, so go in mindful of that. I literally don't know much about this, and I don't really want to look up much about it because I kind of want to go into this blind. All I know is a dark romance. It's enemies to lovers, and yeah. Got these next few books I don't really know much about, to be fair, so I'm just gonna like hold them up and be like, yeah, this is it. As the next book is Warbreaker by Brandy Sandy. This is gonna be my first Brandy Sandy book. I really want to read his stuff, and I've been told if you like romance in your fantasy books, it's to start off with this one, and then I'm gonna see how I feel with this, and then maybe go into some of his other stuff. It is really thick. I know nothing about it other than the first sentence I read on the front, which is Warbreaker is the story of two sisters, but I'm excited about this. This is gonna be great. The next book I want to read is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. I read the first one, Legends and Lattes, last year, and I absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to read this now. Like, this is gonna be great. I already feel like it's gonna be like 4 or 5 stars. Super cozy. I'm not gonna tell you about it because it's obviously the second book. The next book is a fairy tale retelling. This is a part of the Fair Isle trilogy. I'm really excited about this. I really want to start reading her stuff. I don't know much about this other than that all her books are fairy tale retellings, so I'm just going to read the first bit at the back, but it says, "If I don't lose my heart, the king will lose his. I'll carve it out with an iron blade if I have to." And I'm hooked. Like, her writing is meant to be stunning, and they're really quite short as well. So I'm really excited about this. Also, all her covers are so pretty. Like, whoever does the art style for them, like, oh my gosh. The next book I literally bought last week. This was because I was watching Larry Reads, and it was a really old video, I think, and she got gifted this, and I was like, I need that. That sounds amazing. It's called Off the Deep End, a thriller. I'm just gonna read the back because this is what hooked me. Therapist turned stay-at-home mum Jules Hart's idyllic suburban life shatters when she crashes her car into an icy lake. Her son and another teenage boy plunge into the water with her, but Jules can only manage to save one. The wrong one. Reeling from her death of her son, Jules spirals into a violent, unstable mental state. 10 months after the accident, she's still trying to reckon with the fact that she rescued Isaac Greer, another woman's child, when Isaac suddenly vanishes. Jules finds herself at the centre of a massive police investigation while she harbours her own dangerous secrets. Jules is adamant that she didn't take Isaac, but then who did? Is Isaac the victim of a dangerous killer? Who's been targeting the boys in Midwest? It was someone else pulling the strings in this deadly game. I think that sounds so good. Like, and the final book that I want to read for this year is The Predator by Runix. This is part of the Darkverse series, and obviously it's a dark romance book. I don't know much else other than that. But yeah, I've had everyone talk about this and say it's great. Even people who don't like dark romance have said this is great, so I'm trusting you guys. That's all my 2024 hopefuls. But I'm kind of putting this in place because I really want to get to a lot of these. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and stick around. I'll see you soon.